All right, let's get right into it. There's a new global technology race happening right now, and this isn't just about faster phones or shinier gadgets. This is a race that could completely redefine economic power, national security, and maybe even our understanding of reality itself. We're talking, of course, about the race for quantum supremacy.
Take a good look at this number. That's over $6.8 trillion. To put that in perspective for you, that is more than the entire economies of Japan and Germany combined. This is what experts think the quantum computing industry is going to be worth by 2035. It is an economic prize on a scale that is just hard to wrap your head around.
And this prize, this absolutely massive prize, is at the very center of a new global showdown. In one corner, you have the United States, and in the other, China. Both are now locked in a super high-stakes competition for nothing less than technological and economic dominance for the rest of this century. So how is this all shaking out? In this explainer, we're going to break it all down. We'll look at the incredible computing revolution that's at stake, we'll compare the completely different strategies these two titans are using, we'll crunch the numbers, map out the timeline to dominance, and then at the end, we'll ask the big question: who really holds the edge?
First things first, what exactly are they fighting for? You have to understand, this isn't just about making faster computers. This is about creating a fundamentally new, a totally different kind of computing. So what even is quantum computing? Well, think of it like this. Your laptop or phone uses bits. They're either a 1 or a 0. Simple. But quantum computers use qubits. And thanks to a wild principle of physics called superposition, a qubit can be a 1 and a 0 at the exact same time. This superpower lets them tackle certain problems at speeds that are just almost unimaginable. We're talking about cracking a calculation in just 200 seconds that would take the fastest supercomputer we have today 10,000 years to solve.
And the potential impact here is enormous. I mean, we are talking about designing life-saving drugs one molecule at a time, creating brand new materials we've only dreamed of, optimizing the entire global financial market, building communication networks that are literally unbreakable, and just supercharging artificial intelligence beyond our wildest dreams. The nation that leads in quantum, well, they just might lead the world.
Okay, so the stakes are crystal clear, but the two main players here, the US and China, are taking completely different paths to get to that finish line. So let's break down their game plans.
On one side, you've got the American model. It's decentralized, it's dynamic, it's a whole ecosystem. It's really driven by private tech giants and a bunch of scrappy startups, with the government kind of acting like a venture capitalist. It funds the basic research and then helps validate the results. On the other side, you have China's approach, which is centralized and state-led. For them, quantum is a top national priority, driven by massive government spending and a very coordinated top-down strategy.
In this difference in philosophy, it goes all the way down to the hardware. The US is basically hedging its bets. You have different companies exploring all sorts of different ways to build these things, from superconducting circuits to something called ion traps that use lasers to hold individual atoms. China, meanwhile, is doing the opposite. It's focusing its immense resources on just a few key technologies, like superconducting and photonics, which uses particles of light, and they're getting some truly world-class results with their national champions like Benyan Quantum.
So two totally different strategies, but which one is actually working better? Let's strip away all the talk and just look at the cold, hard data. First step on the board, who is putting more public cash on the table?
And wow, the numbers here are pretty stark. China has publicly committed around $15.3 billion to its quantum effort. That is roughly 4 times the amount the US government has invested so far. This really just shows you the incredible scale of China's national commitment to winning this thing.
But hey, money isn't everything, right? What about the actual ideas? The intellectual property?
And if you look at the patents, the trend is crystal clear. Between 2014 and 2024, China's share of global quantum patents just skyrocketed. It now accounts for about 60% of the entire world's total. So when it comes to just the sheer volume of new ideas being patented, they have a really significant lead.
Okay, so China is leading in public funding and in the number of patents. You might think they've got this in the bag, but hold on. This race is a marathon, not a sprint. So let's look at the timeline for when this tech is actually going to change the world.
Right now, we are just at the very beginning in what's called the engineering acceleration phase. But the key date you want to circle on your calendar is 2029. That's what people are calling the inflection point. That's when we're expected to go from today's kind of noisy, error-prone quantum systems to much more stable, fault-tolerant machines. And right after that, the commercial boom really begins,
leading to full integration into everything by 2035.
Now, to understand just how fast this boom is going to be, just look at the market size. Right now, in 2025, it's about a $6.6 billion industry. A respectable start, right?
But then, watch this. By 2030, just after we hit that inflection point, the market is projected to just explode to nearly $1.8 trillion. I mean, that is a truly astronomical leap in just 5 short years.
And then by 2035, we are right back to that massive number we started with, over $6.8 trillion. The growth is just exponential. The prize for whoever gets there first is immense. So with everything we've looked at, the different strategies, the money, the timeline, we finally come back to that one crucial question. Who holds the ultimate edge in this quantum showdown?
Well, the case for the U.S. really rests on its incredible innovation ecosystem. Its diversity means it's not putting all its eggs in one basket. A breakthrough could come from anywhere. It has a deep, agile private sector, and critically, it is still a magnet for investment capital, attracting over 60% of all global private quantum funding.
Now, the case for China is built on pure scale and focus. Its lead in patents is just undeniable. Its coordinated national strategy lets it make these massive, targeted investments. And it's making huge progress in building its own supply chain, mastering supercritical components like dilution refrigerators. Those are the ultra-cold systems you need to make a lot of these quantum chips even work.
And that brings us to the final fascinating question. As we race to literally build the future of computing, which approach is going to win out? Will it be the decentralized, venture-fueled innovation engine of the United States? Or will it be the coordinated, state-driven, massive scale of China? The answer to that question is probably going to define the 21st century.